Hello. So to start our session, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Natalia, and I am a licensed professional counselor. I specialize in trauma, and I've been working in the field now for about 4 years. So I'm here to welcome you to my practice, and I realize that starting counseling is a major decision. And you might have like a lot of questions, of course. So I created this document to inform you of my policies and of you to inform you also of your rights as a client, of course. And if you have any questions or concerns, please ask me, and I will give you the best explanation possible so you have a better understanding of what we're basically going to be doing with your time here. My style is very interactive and collaborative, and of course I specialize also in cognitive and behavioral therapy, and I believe that people can truly heal themselves once they begin looking inward. And the purpose of having you here really is to be here, to be a listening ear for you and to support you through your journey of healing, or just to help you reach your goals. And of course we will go over that later. And also, I just really want to make it clear that this is, of course, a safe and non-judgmental place. So everything that we do talk about is confidential. However, keep in mind that anything regarding to elderly or child abuse, neglect, or any threats or danger towards yourself or others must be reported, excuse me. So going through this document, it basically, again, just states your rights. And so if you don't mind signing this so we can move forward with your treatment. So I'm just going to hand that off to you. All right. So I looked over your intake information that you filled out, and I really just want to start off with you telling me more about yourself and like what brings you in and what prompted you to start therapy.
Well, honestly, just to kind of be general, I guess, I just really haven't been feeling like myself. This isn't something I would normally do, so I just know that I'm definitely in an unhealthy place in my life. To kind of just give you an overview, I guess, I've just been having a lot of anxiety and issues sleeping.
Okay, so you're experiencing anxiety, issues sleeping. Do you mind telling me more about that? Like, where did it start, or is it recent? Things like that.
So I guess the anxiety probably started before the lack of sleep. I kind of just started to have a lot of lack of focus on things, be a lot more timid to things I would usually go do. And then the sleep issues kind of started happening a little bit after that, just nightmares and things like that.
Okay, and where would you say that your anxiety and like your nightmares are stemming from? Like, is it something that you've always experienced, or has it kind of occurred after like a certain event, or?
Yeah, so why I'm here is what I believe is because of response to something that happened to one of my really good friends over a year ago. He actually died in a car accident, and I was the passenger. He died right by my side, and I just haven't really been able to get over it yet. Just not feeling like myself, and it's definitely starting to impact my day-to-day life.
Okay, well, for one, I'd like to, of course, offer you my condolences. I'm really sorry for your loss. Of course, that's something that's very traumatic and like hard to deal with, considering you were also involved in the accident and you were really close to your friend. So I want to offer you my condolences and commend you on coming in, because I feel like with death, people kind of just they surpass their feelings instead of really kind of diving in and trying to understand really where they're coming from. So with that, being said, how are you coping with your feelings, your symptoms that you just spoke about?
I guess I've kind of started drinking a bit more than I used to in the past.
Okay. Do you mind like kind of describing a little bit more about your drinking habits, like how often or like how many times a week?
How often, how many times a week? I'd probably say it's about 5 days a week. Just kind of depends on how I'm feeling that day.
Okay. And then like two drinks or like 2 shots, 2 beers a day.
It's typically a couple of shots, sometimes just beer, sometimes beer and shots. But it's really just to start kind of helping me go to sleep, or just kind of when I'm in a rut and just can't get over my feelings.
Alrighty. So you drink mostly, would you say, to help you sleep, or did you also said to kind of help you like numb some of the feelings that you're feeling? You just don't want to really think about it.
I'd say both. Especially when I'm trying to go to sleep. I have been having really bad nightmares about the accident, and it's really gives me a lot of anxiety to think about going to sleep and about what I'm going to see in my nightmares that night. And drinking is really the only thing that's kind of taken that away. As far as not drinking only to go to sleep, I usually just do it when I get extremely anxious during the day, or all of a sudden have some sort of trigger to like whether I see a car, like get really scared when I see cars on the road, like get into close accidents. I'm just really afraid of driving now. I prefer not to drive, and just overall drinking keeps that anxiety level down. Like
Helps you feel like a little bit more relaxed and kind of like calm.
Like I can get through the day a little bit better.
Okay. And of course, like I can understand where you're coming from with just kind of feeling overwhelmed with things and like kind of wanting to like numb some of the feelings that you're having, because it's all happening kind of like at once with the nightmares and like, you know, of course you being in the accident as well, and your grieving process. So with your drinking though, as much as it is helping you like feel better in a sense, I don't think long term it's necessarily the best way to cope with your with some of the symptoms that you're having, which we will of course discuss later on. And one thing that I also wanted to bring up is your feeling of like being scared to be in a car, and I know that can really hold you back from being able to go to work or just like live a normal life. So again, like I really commend you on coming in so we can help you overcome those fears and help you like feel back to your normal self, especially because you look like you live a pretty busy life. You're in school and you're working, and you know it could be really hard to be able to do everything when you can't even feel like you can think straight, or feel, you know, like you can't even get behind a wheel without having these fears. As far as your grieving process, how has that been for you? Like, what does support look like for you in your life?
I wouldn't say I have that much support, but it's kind of always been that way. Like I said, it was one of my best friends that did die in the accident. One of the biggest reasons why it's been so difficult. They were somebody I was really close to. But aside from them, I do have another best friend that I'm able to talk to about the situation, but it's never in a way that actually, you know, helps me get it off of my mind, or, you know, it just kind of brings up more bad memories if I talk about it with them. So I've just been kind of bottling it all up.
Right.
And it's getting worse.
Okay, so were you guys like all friends, like you, your best friend, and your other friend that passed away?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so that's why you're feeling kind of like something's missing from like your guys' friendship.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But as far as like your family, like do you feel do you feel connected to them? Like, are they there for you, or have they been there for you throughout this process?
So my family's always been a little bit distant throughout my life. My mom and my dad definitely have been there throughout going through this, but again, like I said, there's not much they can do but tell me they're sorry. And I feel like it's just really something within myself that I need to overcome. Support outside in my own environment and personal environment really isn't just doing the trick right now.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm glad that they have been there for you during this time, and it makes sense what you're saying. And I think that's really great that you're able to actually like witness that, like know that within yourself that you want to. It's not something that like other people can help you with necessarily. Like they can be there for you, but there's something within yourself that you have to overcome, these fears, these nightmares, the feelings of anxiousness. So that's really great that you recognize that. As far as like school and work, do you mind telling me a little bit more about that? Like, has this event kind of affected you there as well?
So school and work have definitely both been very affected by this. I just don't have the motivation to focus anymore. And honestly, my fear of getting in cars and stuff is really getting in the way. I really only go as often as much now when I can have someone give me a ride, and even then it just shakes me up so much to the point where I'm just in a bad mood for the rest of the day, whether it's work or school. So they both have been very, very much so affected by this.
Right, and that makes perfect sense. Like I said, not having actually the ability to feel comfortable, like being transportation. So I'm trying to say, I'm sorry, but having stable transportation within not having to like rely on other people to do what you used to do, just like take yourself, even if it's to school or to work or to get dinner. So that's something that we will definitely address later on and try to help you develop ways so you can start to feel better and start feeling like yourself, if not better. So just to wrap this up, what would you hope to gain through this process, and like what can I help you with?
So I hope to basically just kind of learn some coping mechanisms in which will help me just start to feel better about everything, hopefully kind of overcome the situation, move on a little bit. I don't necessarily want to just move on, but I just want to be able to get back to my normal self. Just kind of find ways that I can do that while still making sure to honor my friend.
Yeah, like to remember him, but move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly.
Definitely. Well, I look forward to working with you and to get you back on track. So thank you for coming to see me today.
Awesome. Thank you. It was nice meeting you.